Everybody who's chasing 1,000% APY is just setting themselves up to get wrecked. Let me show you how smart money moves in DeFi liquidity and why choosing coin appreciation over APY beats it 10 out of 10 times. The main problem that most people have when they first get into DeFi liquidity is they don't know how to find a profitable DeFi pool. Let me show you exactly how smart money goes about investing, right? So the main thing that most people get wrong is they look at APY and they don't consider coin appreciation. Coin appreciation is what you're going for. You're never solely entering these pools based off APY alone, and let me show you why, right? So let's say you hop on Radium and you're looking at pools. You might see this one come up right now that says 999, basically 1,000% APY. And that's the first thing people are going to ape into, but that's what's going to lead to the impairment loss, the divergence loss. That's where you're going to lose your money because when you invest in a DeFi pool, you're holding upfront liquidity. And when someone swaps from one to another token, that token they just swapped to, you're left holding. So when you're holding a bad token that's going to go, a day later, going to go down 100, 200, 300%, that 1000% APY doesn't matter at all because you're losing much more than 1,000%, if that makes sense, right? Versus when we look at coin appreciation, let's look at Solana from last year as a prime example, right? So let's say you entered a Solana pool in 2023 when you were getting about 80% APY for the pool. The token's only $17. So the token's $17, you're getting about 80 to 100% for a pool, let's say a USDC to a Solana pool. So you're getting about 80% for that pool. The price 13x's to previous high. That's a 10,040% coin appreciation. So that's where the real money is made. The real money is made in coin appreciation. The money is never made based off APY alone. Because when you're in these pools, you're chasing blue chip assets. Because that's at the end of the day, you're just trying to stack, and accumulate more blue chip assets that are going to lead to you really building wealth over time, right? And not forcing you to have to keep pulling into your bank account and keep deploying into these assets when you can use what you already have to build up essentially free assets when you strategically invest in these DeFi pools, right? So next, so I just showed you why coin appreciation is much more important than APY alone. Let me show you how to find good blue chip pairs that are going to lead to minimal divergence loss, right? So when we're looking for a good pair that's going to lead to minimal divergence, so let's say we're looking for a good blue chip pair that we can invest into early and hold throughout a traditional 4-year cycle for maximal profits, right? So we're looking for good blue chip pairs that we have high conviction in and that we truly believe in because that's at the end of the day, we're just trying to stack more and more assets, right? So let's say you believe in Render Soul. I think that's a very good pool. Generates a lot of APY and I believe in both those assets. And then let's say we look at a pool like Deep to Sui. Those are both two projects that have high conviction that I believe will do very good in the long-term run. Those are also two assets that move in similar pricing, so you're going to experience minimal divergence impairment loss when investing within those two, right? So let's talk about how to avoid divergence loss. So what creates divergence loss is when two assets move uncorrelated, right? So let's say one asset goes up 25% and the other asset goes up 2%. That's where you're going to experience the impairment loss because when one goes up 25%, you're going to see an influx of people trading and picking up that asset that's going up. So you're going to be left holding the asset that's only went up 2% while the other one went up 25%. Then let's say if price comes back down, people are going to swap back into the other asset that only went up 2%. So this year you're going to be missing a lot of gains because those two assets are not correlated. They don't move together, right? So this right here is a perfect example of basically what a liquidity pool does. And so you have to know that you have to pick two pairs that are going to price it. One moves up 5%, the other moves up, 5, 6, 7%. So they're very correlated and you're experiencing minimal divergence loss. And that's really the basics of how to pick a good DeFi liquidity pool.